Squirrels! So hello, and welcome to another Legends of a Runeterra video. My name is Chris, and today we will be playing what I believe is the most fun deck in the entire game. And of course, the most fun deck must include Teemo, because obviously it has to. How could it not include Teemo? And I have made a similar deck to this in the past, but it was some time ago now. And it is the Teemo Gangplank deck, and I just honestly I often delete decks when I'm sort of done with them, or I don't see myself playing them, and so I deleted that one. But then I just thought, oh, go on, I'll make it again and give it one try and see how it is. And it's just so much fun. It's not tier 1 or anything, but it is competitive. It definitely is competitive, and it can beat many different decks. You're still playing a lot of good cards, and so it's still perfectly viable as a deck. And it's so much fun. It's just so much fun. And I've seen this Teemo Sejuani decks. They've been around for a little bit. This is a bit different to sort of Teemo Sejuani. It works on the same premise that you can level up your Gangplank with the mushrooms. Similar that you can to Sejuani, but instead of Sejuani sort of slowly edging the game out and just giving you a sort of overall lockout potential on your opponent, instead what we're going for is more just like a sort of slower burn style, like we're gonna kill you pretty slowly, but then all of a sudden you're gonna be on like 5 health and be like, whoa, how did I get there? And between the mushrooms and leveled up Gangplank attacking and Riptide Rex and all the spells with the kegs, and just again to reiterate, kegs don't mean that your mushrooms don't destroy your kegs. Basically, they still just do 1 count towards Gangplank. It works pretty much in favor of the mushrooms, making them as viable as possibly can be. And so essentially, we've got a deck of the mushroom cards, the Teemos, the Chumpwumps, the Puffcat Peddlers, and the like, and then the Powder Keg cards, the Dreadweight Deckhand, and Petty Officer, and Gangplank, and then combining them with a bunch of spells like Parlay and Make It Rain, Mystic Shot, Kegside. You get the idea, and it's just so much fun to play this deck. And you can beat anyone. You can beat any deck. I would say that Shadow Owl's Control is probably a difficult matchup because of the healing. Anything with a lot of healing will probably be not ideal, but you can still come back from it, and that's the difference. You're not aggro burn, which can't come back from it. You're slower burn, so you've still got some big late game threats like Riptide Rex and leveled up Gangplank that if you draw them and you put them down on the board, you say to your opponent, well, if you don't deal with this pretty soon, it's gonna win the game no matter what. And yeah, deck's really fun. Let's put it into some games. I have a smile on my face. I'm sure you can tell. I can't wait to play this deck, because in the couple games I just played before recording this video, I was just laughing and smiling my whole way through it. So let's get into some games. Heimer Twisted Fate with a Vi in there. I've never been a massive fan of Heimer Twisted Fate. I actually tried it in a video and I thought, this just isn't quite there. With this hand, we obviously dropped the Rex, but the others are pretty good. We got turn 1 attacking Teemo. He could have Thermo Beam. It's very possible. He could also have Parlay. That one probably less likely, I would say, in that kind of deck, but Thermo Beam certainly a threat. But our Teemo lives and will go on to hit his Nexus. So we start off. And that's very good for us, getting these mushrooms in early, because it means that if he does draw a mushroom like that, now our Gangplank is already on 2, and it's likely that we'll hit turn 3. You're not ideal, but I probably have to accept that. Probably running a lot of similar spells anyway, I would imagine, but I think I do have to just accept you doing that to me. A couple of options here. Is developing ever going to be a bad thing? Probably not. So we can go for the old Powder Keg there. We've got the Make It Rain backup now, which is pretty nice as well. He goes for a Make It Rain. It's hitting my keg. So I'll go for a Make It Rain myself. Kill the Chempunk. Kill Deal 2 to the Nexus as well. Get off a good open attack now as well, potentially. Like, this could be a pretty big turn for us here. Yes, he's dealing 1 to our Nexus, but we're dealing now 4 to his. And that's pretty big. Some more mushrooms in there as well. Teemo almost leveled up already. We, could go chump wump next turn. No problem is another Make It Rain or a Twisted Fate here is obviously pretty good for him. I mean, is this just a straight up Make It Rain straight there? I don't think so. He'll probably attack with that board. You just expect him to attack. So I'm pretty happy to just take that. He could still have Static Shock. What do I want to do here? Could still have so many things. God, this is a tough one. Tough one. He probably wants to save the mana for Heimerdinger, one would expect, so therefore I probably should punish that in some way. Probably with the... This Chump Wump isn't doing much though either. Let's go for the Deckhand. It's a very tough spot. So there is a Static Shock. That's somewhat expected, I guess. And there's obviously nothing we could have done about that. Which means that now obviously we have to develop. It does mean no Heimer and Spell, which is actually pretty good for us overall. And there's more mushrooms, so now Gangplank up to 4 or 5 already. Probably go for the Peddler now and sort of slow play this a bit. He could drop Vi here. Drops a Petty Officer into a 1-drop. Okay. So I'll probably attack with you. Don't mind trading it to that. It's like a sneaky good attack, this is. Either we get a favorable trade. Obviously you would never block with the officer, you would have thought. The Precious Pet, maybe, but that's still fine as well. I think we can end the round there. No mushrooms for him. Drags that there. Do I block here? Do I care about this at all? Difference between 3 and 2. I mean, he's probably playing Mystic Shot, so we probably don't want that. We could probably go for something like that. To Make It Rain back up in case he does go for a kill on this. Does go for a Static Shock, so we'll simply go for the Make It Rain. Hits these two. Not ideal. But it does kill these two. It deals 2 to the Nexus. I kind of wanted it to hit the Nexus, that was for sure. Does mean that our Static Shock also hits both of its targets. We get a Mushroom as well. So he's down on 7. Planting more mushrooms in there. I don't want to open myself up to anything just yet, because I kind of want the Keg for this. He plays Merchant. That's a risk that I'm not willing to take. Not yet. I'll probably start with the Chump Wump, so that we've got plenty of mushrooms to go in his deck. Plays Vi. We'll probably go into Powder Keg here. Get excited to my face. Whoa. Is he looking for Riptide next turn? It's kind of what it looks like, maybe. So I think what we'll do is just Plant as many mushrooms in there as we can get. Try and end this game as quickly as we can. Because with 1 mana left up, I think we should be okay. He's on 28 mushrooms, so he's gonna be dying pretty quick here, you would have thought. He evades the mushrooms. Wow, we potentially have it here. We'll see what he does. He goes for the elusive. We'll obviously go for the make it rain, mystic shot, mystic shot. Somehow he avoided the mushrooms. We just needed to hit face. And yeah, I think we've got him, right? 3-5-1, yep. We'll give him the good game. He thought he had us. He doesn't. Unless he's got 8 damage in hand. Yep, that's what you get. Unless he's got a kill on the keg as well. He doesn't. We got there. I'm not even sure he saw it, to be honest. That's what you get. That's what you get, son. Let's go. Somehow he avoided those mushrooms. Wow. He thought he had us. He thought he had us. Ha 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 ha. Zed Fiora. Standalone still a thing? I don't know. Obviously, again, we drop the Rex. Do we keep Peddler? Do we keep Peddler? We keep the Petty Officer. I'll keep Peddler. There's the Teemo again, turn 1, which again should be able to definitely survive this kind of deck and get those early hits in for us. Gangplank leveled up in this kind of matchup is pretty good. And anytime we can get these off. The problem is they probably do play elusives in this kind of deck. So we have to keep that in mind. Keeping that in mind, we probably just go for the open attack. Let's go for the powder keg. Now I have a real choice here actually, in that I don't want this Zed to get... I'm not sure if it is a standalone deck. Obviously it'd be interesting if it was. He could have Prismatic Barrier, he could have Radiant Strike. He could have a few things. But 3, he's definitely running Riposte, right? But obviously that's too high for him. He could be running Ranger's Resolve. There's actually few options here for him these days. As soon as standalone became 4, there is fewer options here than there used to be, certainly. He does have one of them, however. It's Retreat Return, okay. That's pretty good for him, I guess. He uses his mana. We obviously could be in a pretty big race here. And that we'll want to get the mushrooms in as well. Let's see, so let's see if it is standalone. I'll block probably with the Petty Officer here. This delay says to me somewhat standalone-ish. Do I let it through? Could that ever be? There it is. Okay, so there's the standalone. So we know, obviously, we're in a pretty big race here. So we'll go for that. We will almost certainly play Gangplank next turn as well. So it becomes... Do I need that spell mana backup? We need a blocker though. We need blockers is the thing. I could go for mushrooms here. Again though, is he playing elusives? That would be the problem, wouldn't it? Like if he plays an elusive now, I'm in trouble. If I play Gangplank now, he's never gonna block with the Zed. Could play an elusive though. Huh. Tough, tough, tough. Gangplank probably represents the most damage, and that's I think what we need. Even if he plays an elusive.
You've concerns, do ya?
There it is. But if we can get in this 5 damage, then that's pretty good for us. Yeah, okay. We got there. We got there. Obviously Zed is somewhat scary. Got this make it rain, potentially. Which is better if he develops, because I obviously don't want it to hit... Can I ever not make it rain now? I think I have to, right? Okay, hit face. Kills that Shadow Assassin. It gets mushrooms in the deck. Oh. Single combat. This deals 4 and that'll deal 1 to the Zed. So that's pretty good. And I think we get rid of the Peddler. It's a bit slow. If we can kill Zed here, that would be obviously pretty game winning. If it doesn't, then we probably lose. Oh wow, it actually worked. Okay, we got rid of Zed. This game is pretty much over. I would say right about now. Well, Teemo levels up. And yeah, surrender. Risky, but I think we had to go for it. Bilgewater Ionia Championless. I honestly don't know what to think. I assume some sort of aggro. And I assume. So against some form of aggro, I guess that's the mulligan we're taking. Elusive aggro. Attune. I mean, he could still have parlay here. Right? Do I play you? Parlay. Why not run Fizz though? Thing is, if he is on elusives, the reason I played this turn is because obviously if he is on elusives, then if we develop Teemo next turn, then he can obviously just play an elusive and sort of deal with me then. Yeah, I'm happy to end that round. We've got some good options on 3 here. Probably depending on what he does. If he just open attacks like so, then I think we can afford to just play Peddler. If he would have developed into, you know, a threat or something, we might have gone Petty Officer into Make It Rain. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Pilfered Goods? That I'm not as sure about. Like, this is a high synergy deck. Why would you want to run Pilfered Goods in a deck that is high synergy? Well, then Make It Rain is going to be pretty impactful to kill a lot of these 1-drops. Little did I know. Now, we could go for double Peddler. We would need to then play 2 spells with 3 mana, which we can do, but it's somewhat unlikely. So let's... Oh, yeah, let's play it. Let's play it. Let's see what happens.
I'll have what he's having.
There aren't too many 2 health 1-drops. There's Pool Shark. Is that it? Oh, Jagged Butcher. Okay, maybe Petty Officer was better. Because he's almost certainly running those cards, you would have thought, in a Taskmaster deck. What else would that be? Ah, there's Duo. Okay, I don't see a way of getting out of that. It hits, you know, the 3 units. That's fine. He could have retreat return, maybe. Killing the green glaze, always pretty nice. We will level up Teemo on this next hit. To attack with both peddlers. I'm actually gonna say yes. This game is gonna end somewhat quick. These peddlers probably... I don't want to take the 4 damage from this anyway. So I think I would rather do it. Because Teemo's gonna be our main mushroom. Like, if we're gonna get mushrooms in their deck, it's gonna be because of Teemo right now. You would have thought. No, this is a bit unfortunate. Okay. What do I do about that? I think I pass. Let him attack. Play the petty officer and maybe static shock it next turn. Go for the powder keg. We've still got, you know, get excited if we need it. If we are in desperate need. Plays a butcher. Still got a pretty good attack with this petty officer. Oh, that's pretty nice as well. Let's play you. Let's stack some kegs. Let's see what he's up to. He's not going to have the most removal for this 2 health unit. Make it rain now is obviously pretty unlikely that it hits a keg. I mean, a Will of Ionia on a keg is never really what you want. So he doesn't find it. So I think we can afford to static shock both of these now. But do I just want to go face? Maybe face is the place. Let's end this game, right? Like 3 damage to face is enough, I think. As I say, make it rain. He still does have Will of Ionia open, but it's not there. We find another rummage. Now we force another elusive out. Potentially. And if not, then, you know, we've got a pretty good... Well, do I need to attack with this? Because it blocks that pretty well. Yeah, whatever. We'll go on the attack.
Take it up with my friends.
So double the mushrooms. 38. Feeling pretty good about my chances. So now, obviously, a Make It Rain does deal with our Teemo, but that's okay for now. There's some mushrooms. We've got 6 damage on face right now with the Rex next turn. You know, plenty of mushrooms in there. It should hit. So therefore Rex could potentially come pretty big. But do we want to rummage away? Maybe the other rummage and then get excited? Potentially. He just goes for a warning shot. Well, it's not a Rex. But it's a smooth soloist. So our Teemo isn't hitting anything anymore. Cha-cha-cha. I actually think that this is... I need to find something proactive to do this turn, I think. Mystic Shot. Gangplank is somewhat proactive. I can play Gangplank. He should level up next turn. Got this Mystic Shot as well to deal 3 to face. Plunder Poro with the Overwhelm regeneration. How nice. Just attacks with the soloist. I think what I'm gonna do here... Have we hit it this round? Did he draw a mushroom this round? Does it tell you? It doesn't. I think we just let that through. Could have blocked with Teemo. It didn't hit. Okay. That means that I have to do this, probably. Level up my Gangplank. Get the Riptide Rex. That's why I saved it. I was thinking about doing it that round, but then I thought, what if I missed the mushroom? So now Gangplank will deal 1 to everything, which will obviously kill this. still deal a lot of damage as well. Obviously, with the smooth soloist, he can deal potentially quite a few things. That's an interesting play as well. But we'll go for this and see what we can kill. It's almost everything, and with the Gangplank attack as well, this is why these two go so well together. Obviously with the Gangplank attack, it will be killing this as well. We've got Teemo attack now also. Obviously we need to end this game at some point. Wow, okay. Well, drawing cards is obviously pretty good for us as well. We can attack with all here, and that should be game. He's gonna deal 1 to this with the Gangplank Overwhelm. Needs Will of Ionia. We don't run Will of Ionia. The best thing you could get probably is get excited to deal with the thing. Mystic Shot also is pretty good. He is playing whatever he just drew. Probably a Mystic Shot on Teemo. This is dying anyway, so yeah, that's a good block. To make it rain. That ain't doing it. That ain't working. That's the way you do it. Boom, boom, boom. I'm telling you, this deck's got spunk. I like our opponent for playing his own deck. I quite like that. Trying to make smooth soloist work, I like that as well. It seemed a bit all over the place though. And so there it is, folks. I think this deck is so much fun. I really do just think it's amazing, and I think Teemo is more competitive than people might think. I think people might think that Teemo is complete meme. I don't think he is. I think he's actually okay, particularly with either Sejuani or Gangplank. And yeah, I think this deck as a whole is really good. And if Gangplank isn't the strongest champion, again, he's kind of like lower mid tier perhaps in terms of champions. If he was upper mid tier, I think that this deck you would genuinely see this deck be like a very, very strong deck. I don't know how you'd make Gangplank, better, because his sort of whole design is kind of, I mean, you could always just bump up stats or whatever, but yeah, that's the deck. I think it's just so much fun. I really love this deck, and particularly if you're in lower ranks, you could definitely climb with this. You can get to, I would say, high plat with any deck that's built decently, and I think this is pretty decently built. So yeah, if you are in those lower ranks and you enjoy Teemo, and you're looking for a Teemo deck that you think, oh, what's a good Teemo deck, this genuinely can beat a lot of decks. As I say, you'll struggle against the sort of heavy control decks, but other than that, if they don't have healing and you get mushrooms in their deck, just sort of forget about it. So yeah, I've been Chris. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, comment, and please do subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Have a really nice day.